Hello, everybody. Hi, good afternoon or good evening. Welcome to this new live online talk, the last one from the European Union project How Far Is Now. Welcome, everybody who's watching us on Facebook. We are on live Facebook. Just before talking with our guest, our very special guest, I would like to recall you some guidelines of this fantastic project, How Far Is Now. How Far Is Now is a project supported by the European Union. It concerns four different European music venues, and it also concerns the exchanges between artists from four different European countries, two East countries, Poland and Ukraine, two West European countries, Belgium and the Netherlands. Very important, the four venues that are part of the project are Mezzanine in Ukraine, Firlej in Poland, Podium Asteriks in the Netherlands, and Belvedere in Belgium. How Far Is Now project is a very big success. We have got more than 270 different applications from bands or solo artists, and you are the lucky one because you have selected 12 of them. Congratulations. As you also know, we are ready to talk together, but it's also a question of music, of course. And besides this online talk, all the artists of the project have the opportunity to record a live video, also broadcasted on Facebook. Just after the chat in 45 minutes, we can watch the Winterwoods live premiere from Namur, Belgium. Congratulations, Winterwoods.
Thanks.
And the next 3 weeks, we are really excited to discover your project from Javva from Poland, NFNR from Ukraine, Olesia is among us, and last but not least, the Cloudsurfers from the Netherlands. I told too much. You have the word. Maybe I suggest you can introduce yourself, giving your name, what country you are from, and maybe giving a short description of your musical style or your artistic project. We can start with Olesia. Your project is called FNR. How do you spell it?
Hello. I spell it NFNR.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like this. So I play actually electronics. It's for me, it's hard to define genre because I usually play different kinds of electronics. It can be kind of IDM, it can be noise, it can be ambient, drone. So usually I just and I compose for the theater. That's why for me it's like not the question of the genre, but more like just playing different kinds of music. And in Ukraine, I curate as well some initiatives for musicians, organize concerts, and curate a platform for female musicians in Ukraine that is called Women's Sound.
So you are a DJ, producer, composer, but it's a solo project.
Yeah, I will just, let's not call DJ because it's an important question because I compose music and unfortunately I'm not good DJ for different things. So it's a solo project. As well, I write as solo artist. I do some installations and collaborations, but everything with the name NFNR.
Okay, and Olesia, you have a new album, Cards Against Humanity?
Yes, finally, because I was waiting for it 1 year due to some COVID issues, and yes, it will finally appear in the first week of November or something like this. So yeah, waiting for it on the 10th of November.
So you are really excited. In a few weeks, your new album is released.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Lucas, um,
Hello, I'm Lucas from the band Polish band Javva or Javva. You can use different names to the band. It's a 5-piece band mixing all kinds of like alternative rock music styles. Little bit of post-hardcore, little bit of post-punk, with a sip of Afrobeat and African rhythmic vibe. We're very inspired by African music, actually. The North African type of playing, like Tinariven or Tamikrest, and we're mixing it with some hardcore, post-punk, post-hardcore music, and doing some energetic shit live. And
so
I'm also, yeah. I'm also a musician in a few different bands. I'm playing in a band called Alameda 5. We're recording a new EP. I play in a duo or trio, Tienlai. It's a techno electronic music, dance music, but also inspired by electronic music from Africa, from labels like Hakuna Kulala, Nyege Nyege tapes, and we're do something on our own, inspired by, of course, by these artists from Africa. And and we're also with my friend Kuba Ziołek, we're running a record label, Brutality Garden. It's a fresh record label. We're releasing tapes. You can check us out on Bandcamp if someone's interested in Polish weird electronic music.
So Lucas, you are a busy guy, a busy musician. When you talk about Java or Yawa, North African music, punk music, it sounds like you play in a party band, no?
A party band?
Yeah, to make a
it's a
party, to
band.
dance.
Yeah. That's our goal to make the people dance and to move their like, as I say, asses on the dance floor.
And according to you, what makes Java unique?
What makes Java unique as a band?
Yeah.
Could you repeat the question?
What makes your project different from the other project?
Oh, that's a good question. And it's hard to answer to this question. I think that maybe for us, it's a little bit different to other projects because from our point of view, we're trying to mix lots of elements that weren't mixed before in our perception. But I don't know if we're very unique. You should ask the fans. You should ask the people who go to our concerts. But the uniqueness is that there is when we do our songs, we don't have a band leader. Actually, we do this music democratically.
Okay.
Each of us brings something into the music, and we have this weird compositions out of it. Maybe that's the recipe for the uniqueness.
Thank you, Lucas. Let's go to the Netherlands. Peter, Cloudsurfers. It's not only surfing on the internet, it's also surfing in the sunny ocean in the West Pacific. Tell me more about your project, Peter.
Cool, thank you. We're from the Netherlands. We're Cloudsurfers. We play garage rock / punk rock with influences from psychedelics and from surf music. Very much inspired by the Australian scene. That's a thing now, like bands like King Gizzard and Psychedelic Porn Crumpets, as well as 90s grunge and West Coast Californian garage rock like Ty Segall and the OCs. And we throw it all together, and that's what makes us us. We're a 5-piece band. We play with 2 drummers, and our live shows are the most important. We just want to leave people sweaty and tired, and yeah, that's what we like to do. And we're very glad to be part of How Far's Now, because we hope to take our first European steps, because we've never played abroad yet. But we really would like to spread the sweat with the entire continent.
Great. You have an album. What's the name? Together, Pangea, Cloudsurfers? Is it
the album is called Don't Know What Hit Me.
How many songs on the EP?
It's 10 songs, and it's all recorded and rehearsed during lockdown times. And it was also released in lockdown times earlier this year. But despite releasing it in a period without any gigs, we're at the moment playing 3 to 5 times a week to promote the album. So that's really nice.
And we can listen to this EP on Spotify, Deezer, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's on Bandcamp as well. And we've also have a few more vinyl copies, which you can order. It's self-released, by the way, self-financed as well.
Thank you, Peter. Maximilien from Winterwoods.
Yeah, so my name, salut. So yeah, my name is Max from Winterwoods. Winterwoods is a small band from Belgium, and we play mostly folk music, indie folk music. Folk is for the acoustic part of our instruments, and indie is for all the rest, all the other influences in our songs. We've been playing together for 4 years now, I think. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I don't know what else I could say about my band.
You just released a new single, and you are working on an album, true?
We are not currently working on an album. We've released an album 2 years ago, right before the pandemic. It was a great idea. But yeah, we've just released a new single called Anyway, and it's thanks to this project, to the How Far Is Now project. And we can't say thank you enough to this project. It's the start of something new. It was the opportunity to think more and to search more in our music. We've added like 8 violin players in this song, and explored a new musical landscape.
Okay, Max, how did you find out about this European How Far Is Now project?
Yeah, well, we didn't actually.
Wow.
It was kind of a surprise. Our booking manager, enrolled us in this program, in this project, and just told us when we were getting in, and it was a great surprise. And we are really happy to hear that there are these kind of initiatives in the world music. It's really hard to get known, and this kind of projects are really the best.
So it's very important to have a manager or booking manager to find this kind of ideas.
Yes.
Olesia, Lucas, Peter, what are your expectations with this European project? Olesia, maybe an answer.
Actually, yeah, for me, it was as well very helpful from different sides. And at first, unfortunately, most of Ukrainian artists don't have very good documentation. I would speak about the electronic music field. I know as I organize events, I know lots of musicians, and this is a typical situation because it costs a lot to have very good documentation, but Ukrainian scene is rather interesting and unique, and lots, I think that developing now strongly. It's very interesting. So for me, from this side, it was very cool to have this opportunity to document. It's kind of have good portfolio. And as well, it was amazing possibility to invite visual artists. Having this fee, I was glad to collaborate with visual artists and one very cool girl. But for her, it was the first performance. It's very cool that after our performance at this event, she started performing as VJ, and this is for me. I think it's very nice that she became visible and noticeable. And for sure, I expect to have possibilities more to travel, to get new connections. I performed abroad and try to do these connections by myself when I travel somewhere, get contacts, try to arrange some concerts. And as well, I also organized some concerts abroad for my Ukrainian friend musicians. But yeah, like getting on the new level and having connections with the clubs, this is my the most expectation. And then also, I would say another moment is that I feel that Ukrainian musicians are underestimated by our own audience. I mean that I still feel that Ukrainians, they don't appreciate much their artists and have this, orientation on the West. And unless somebody says that this is good music, very often we feel that we are still unnoticed. And I also, like, for me, it's important. And I'm really thankful for Mezzanine and for your team to be selected. Yeah, because it doesn't happen very often that some initiatives, institutions that take some grants for such kind of programs, they mostly select something that can be more understandable and already known and already understandable kind of music, something that is proved, not risky. And with electronics that to be represented by Ukrainian institutions, it happens very rare. So yeah, I'm really thankful about, and as well was impressed. I didn't expect that, yeah, can be selected.
Thank you, Olesia. Lucas, do you have the same expectation as Olesia?
Yeah. I think that they're similar because it's a great opportunity for a band like ours to get another good video registration of our show. I think it's very important to have as much as possible video performances that you can share in the internet and get more visible as a band. I think that the next thing which is important in this kind of projects, which are very great, is that we can connect to each other as musicians or like with other clubs and bookers. And I hope that we can do something together with, I don't know, Olesia maybe, to invite her to Poland, that she could play some shows with her music in Warsaw or Bydgoszcz.
Thank you. Peter?
We can do something together. Maybe.
Yeah, for me, I think it kind of feels the same because the Netherlands is very, very tiny. And at the moment, we're playing like 3, 4, 5 shows a week. So in a few months, you can have the entire country. But the next step to play small club shows, that's a step that's not yet, we're not ready to take that one yet. So until we can grow further, we have to do something else. And for us, I hope it's going to be to play some shows abroad. So I'm not sure if I'm never really expecting anything, but I hope that How Far's Now can be the first opening to play some European shows. Yeah.
Thank you, Peter. Olesia told us about her experience in Ukraine. I would like to ask each of you, how is it going in your country as a live musician, as an artist? Is it easy to find gigs? Is it easy to have a local tour in your country? and maybe you can share your experience. Maybe Max, you have an answer.
So finding gigs is not. It depends on what kind of gigs you want to play. You can always find a gig, because I think that each time that you play a concert, another concert comes to you. So we've had a lot of luck with Winterwoods, and we've played many shows, but I feel that we now have reached our limit, and we would like to expand our music and to go outside of our borders, just like Peter said before. And so it's not easy to be a musician in Belgium, but playing is always a possibility.
Olesia, Lucas.
Finding gigs in Poland is quite easy, but it's, as Peter and Max told us before, that the countries are not so big. The scene is not so big. You have some big cities, you know the organizers, you know the venues, and you can go. You can make maximum 2 tours per year, and then you're looking for some opportunities to play outside the country. But it's quite easy. It was hard because the pandemic stopped a little bit. It was like frozen, clubs were shut down. But now I think it's getting better. Festivals are coming back to life, and the clubs are open, and we're hoping that it's gonna be better.
So if I understand you, it's very important as an artist from your country to play outside the borders. What specific help do you expect from the European Union, for instance, to play everywhere in Europe, to have connection or a network who give you the opportunity to go outside your country? Peter or Olesia?
We actually have also some answers on the previous question, and maybe I think what I want to say, maybe it will be helpful. So how it happens, actually, most concerts by independent scene, they are organized actually by ourselves. So this is the 100% that you'll be lucky not to wait for some invitations, because like we have many communities, and each community cares about themselves to have more concerts. So from this side, it's like better to do these connections via by ourselves and just proposing some concerts. And actually, I organize here, also promote and organize some concerts, and like we'll be very glad to advise also and propose some how we can do this, how we can arrange concerts in Ukraine, touring, because like over 6 years of performing, I have I can propose 10 cities. And this how it works, because like to expect that somebody will invite you, it's more complicated. But if you, for example, can buy cheap flights and arranging tours in Ukraine, it's very easy via contacting and doing tour. It's like really very easy. About sorry, I started to think your question. The main question was about European concert.
What specific help could you receive from the European Union just to play outside your country?
What I can receive, you mean?
Yeah, from help. It's not only a question of money, it's maybe a question of connection, like a project offer who make connection between different European venues.
in general, I even would say that for me, easier to perform and to be accepted somewhere abroad. And I don't know, maybe this is a fact that it's something unique from Eastern Europe, but it's really easier and or in sense of getting very cool audience. Most of the times I performed abroad, it was very cool, and it's different type of audience. It's more open, and it's very easy to talk after the performance and get these connections. Because, for example, after the concerts in Ukraine, it's very rare happens that people are talkative and can help or something suggest or just ask about your art. And this is much easier in Europe. And this is how all these connections I get. I think this is the main thing what I get from the concerts abroad.
Peter, do you have the opportunity to play abroad, outside the borders of the Netherlands?
Actually, our band has only existed for like 1.5 to 2 years, of which most it was actually during the COVID situation. So we've never really stumbled across opportunities and such to do so. But what I was just thinking about, you mentioned the role of the European Union. And 1.5 weeks ago, we played a support show in our hometown, Nijmegen, for the British band called Bad Nerves. And they explained and told us what it was like to tour post-Brexit. And it sounded like an absolute bureaucratic nightmare.
Yeah.
Like it was even hard to bring your guitar to another country because you'd have to register it in a certain way because it's related to work. So that's I think the European Union definitely enables cross-European tours, but we've yet to discover that part. Yeah.
Peter, could you tell me more about the venue, Podium Asteriks? Do you know the venue? What kind of reputation has the venue? What kind of atmosphere?
Podium Asteriks is at the moment, it's kind of a venue that travels all over Leeuwarden, the city. It doesn't really have one set location anymore. They had to leave their previous location. It was really cool, though. It was in a former prison building. So you would enter it and it would kind of feel like you're entering Hogwarts from Harry Potter, like you went up a tower and then you ended up in like the previous dining location of the prisoners. I saw a lot of cool underground punk shows over there, but I also think it's really cool that right now it's a venue that locates itself all over the city.
Max, Winterwoods are from Namur. The Belvedere in Namur, the top of the hill of Namur, is part of the project. You already played there, of course.
Yeah. We've played many times there. It's for me kind of a mythic venue. It's really special to play there because as a kid I would always go there and listen to music, and it was always good music. So it was kind of a small dream come true when I first stepped on that stage, and we've played there many times since, and I've never regretted it.
Lucas, have you memories from the Firlej? Do you already play there? Lucas?
I don't think he's hearing us.
Yeah. Maybe it's your mic. Olesia, you hear me?
Yeah.
Tell me more about the Mezzanine.
I
saw pictures of the Mezzanine, but I've never been there. So tell me more about this venue.
I would, if I like name in several the most my top places of electronic music in Kiev. Yeah, I would name it for sure. It is one of the top. It is located as well in this conglomerate of Kiev electronic music clubs. And for me, it's a kind of place where you can enjoy some music that is not only dance music and not having party, but as well something like very for your brain. Like my friends organize their 8-channel sound event, and I was also playing it. And this is like you also can do some more complicated things there on very cool sound system. And yeah, as a musician, I would really recommend to work with them as like, amazing sound engineers, very good sound system, and very interesting events. And they are not very big venue, but this feeling of the family. And they have this balcony where one of the participants from Ukraine was playing. And yeah, they are very welcome, and this feeling of family, as I said, and very professional. Yeah, so I really love them.
Max and Peter, when you listen to Olesia or Mikolas, do you see some differences between the music live scene in Western Europe and the music live scene in Eastern Europe? When Olesia talked about her experience, for instance, Peter, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was really cool to hear that she associated one venue with a certain kind of music, and here you get it as well. Like there's like most of the cities have like for our music one kind of thing where you always run into bands that are friends of yours or bands that you kind of look up to because they're a bit more experienced. For example, in the city Groningen, there's a venue called Vera, and it's got a capacity of only 200 to 300, but it's also like a venue where bands like Nirvana played when they were the size.
I know the place.
Yeah, it's legendary. It's absolutely awesome. We played there a few weeks ago, actually, and I always feel really kind of inspired by the atmosphere of such a place because like there's so much history there, and by playing and being part of such a scene, you kind of become part of that history. And I really think, I don't know, it feels good to be at such places.
Peter, there is also in Groningen this festival, Eurosonic and Noorderslag. Is it important for you to play in this kind of European festival?
Yeah, it's absolutely essential for Dutch artists. Like there's a certain kind of staircase that everyone takes, and at the moment we're trying to climb that. It's something nice to talk about maybe here in the Netherlands. We've got a festival called Popronde, and it's a touring festival, and each year they make a selection of 100 artists, and they tour over more than 40 cities. So at the moment we're doing that. We're playing like 4 times a week, and next step after that most artists take is Eurosonic Noorderslag, which is like a thing that can lead to a lot of good festival shows in the Netherlands, but it's also a nice step into Europe. And there are a lot of European bookers and agents there. So yeah, it's, we're aiming all our arrows on Eurosonic Noorderslag.
Max, an answer?
About the difference between Western
Europe?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's interesting to share your experience and the Olesia's experience. See the differences.
Well, I don't feel there's that much of a difference. I heard in the other speech the same reality as mine, I think. So, I don't feel there is that much of a difference in the music scene in Western or in Eastern Europe.
Mm-hmm. In a few minutes, we will see your live streaming video, Max, with your friends of Winterwoods. What kind of experience was it, and what kind of surprises we can see in this show? Is it a special show for you?
Yeah, it is a special show. you're gonna see, as I said earlier, that we wanted to explore more in our music. And this time we really thought about this single and this song, and we wanted to add more layers to it. And we've hired multiple violin players that played more layers to our song, and it's really special. It's really more intimate also. It's really is a personal song, and I hope you're gonna like it.
Did you feel any kind of pressure, particular pressure?
Oh yeah. It was a great pressure, but not a bad kind of pressure. It was
A good one.
yeah, motivating really. It was expecting more of us and trying to be more, well, better player actually.
Thank you, Max. Peter, we will watch your show, the Cloudsurfers show, 17 November. Give me an idea of this show.
We recorded it in Leeuwarden. It's the same city where Asteriks, the venue, is. And we played it like right next to the offices of the festival called Welcome to the Village. It's a really cool festival. And it's nice. It's right next to like the place, the storage room from the festival. So we had an empty room. We set up all our gear, and after that, we started like looting the storage room. So there's a lot of completely random stuff that we've stolen from the festival and put in there. And we put a really nice car in the room that we found nearby. And there's a lot of smoke machines, and it's really we made the room really messy and chaotic to kind of go with the music. Yeah, I'm really enthusiastic about it. It sounds the engineer was really into our music as well, and I think you can really hear that he really in a good way captured like our live vibe. But because for us that's kind of the hard thing about live sessions, like it's really different than watching something in person. It's really hard to bring that energy, but I'm really satisfied with the results from the session.
And you have 2 drummers, but how many people are you on stage?
When we recorded it, we were still a 4-piece, so it's 4 in the video, but nowadays we are with 5, 2 guitar players, of which one is the singer, a bass player, and 2 drummers.
Thank you, Peter. Lucas, could you hear me?
Sorry, I had some difficulties with the Zoom, and it was. But I'm
back.
back.
You're back. And I have a question for you, Nicolas. You will. What kind of music will you play in the video you did for the project? This video will be broadcasted on November 3. What can we expect? Javva music.
Of course, it's gonna be loud, gonna be energetic, fast, and polyrhythmic. Lots of drumming, lots of heavy bass sound, and as I mentioned before, it's a mix of post-hardcore, post-punk, shouted vocals. Some people describe it like similar a little bit to At the Drive-In. Some people told us it's a mix when you clash together At the Drive-In and Pink Floyd, but there are lots of opinions, and you need to check it out. It's gonna be funny, I think.
It's very open. Pink Floyd.
Yes. Definitely. We want to be as open as it's possible, and eclectic, and like a free spirit of doing music together.
It sounds good. Alicia, your performance will be broadcasted on November 10 in a few days. What can we expect? You will be alone on stage, live music, visual? Tell me more.
Yeah, it will be actually, if I'm lucky, the 10th of November, it will be as well the day of album release, but nobody knows because I already waiting for it 1 year, but still, it may be, but still, you know, like performing live, it's different than the album version. So it will be something little bit different from the album release. But rather energetic, saturated, multi-layered sound. Some of them even like more closer to industrial techno. Some of them just energetic electronics. And yeah, it will be me alone on the stage with visuals. And yeah, actually, I'm also interested what it will be. I didn't see the montage version.
Thank you, Alesia. Before we watch the Winterwoods live performance, we have 3 or 4 minutes. I leave you the last word. Maybe Lucas first, because we lost you. So you are there. So Lucas.
Thank you for inviting us to this project, and we're very glad that we could play. And what can I say? Check out our music on Bandcamp, on Spotify, on YouTube. We're gonna definitely do some new videos, and now we're recording the second album, and it's gonna be released, I hope, next year. Lots.
Thank you.
Different music, and say let's meet on tour. See you around.
Olivia, the last word.
Yeah, really. Yeah, from Ukraine, I really hope to find time, opportunities to connect, and really welcome any questions where to perform in Ukraine, organize tours, and join tours, join events, or just any events for your bands. Like really welcome, and hope to make this connection.
Thank you very much, Olivia. Peter Slot, the last word from the Netherlands.
It's really cool to met you and heard about what it's like to make music over there. And yeah, I agree. Like let's help each other play things abroad, because I've got no idea where to start if I wanted to like find a gig in Poland or Ukraine. So let's help each other out.
Yeah, just call me or write to us, and I can send you some info.
Yeah, yes, you can share email. Good idea. Bedankt, Peter, for the good vibes. Maximilian, the last word before the first note of music.
Yeah, so it will be almost the same as everyone, but thank you very much for this opportunity. It was a pleasure to meet you all, and I hope that we will all collaborate.
Thank you, all of us. Stay tuned, and great tour. Thank you very much. Thank you for the good vibes, and we will watch Winterwoods in a few seconds. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Aliona. Thank you very much, Aliona. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.